Hello, everyone. This is Neil reporting for Eurovoix, and I have the pleasure today to be joined by one of the six competing artists in Eurosong, the Irish selection for the Eurovision Song Contest 2025, which will be taking place this Friday. So, mar dúirt mé, lumsa, tá banrín altfolk na Gaillimhe
Oh, gwelga
in
got ní list gom tá gwelga got.
tá gaeilge líofa agam. So,
Oh, níl mé lífa, lá botú ní mo gwelga.
that's okay because we're going to be doing this in English anyway.
Oh, well, hello to all my Irish speakers out there. Hello,
Yeah.
my Gory.
Dave didn't go your fad. So as I was saying, I am joined by the alt folk queen of Galway herself, Reylta. Hello,
Hello everybody. Yes, thank you for having me.
and thank you for being here because I can imagine it's a very, very busy week for you.
Yeah, we're in a busy time now, but everything's going amazingly, and I'm in awe of my team. Like I'm basically lying there, and they are amazing, just picking up all the pieces around me. At
That
this point, you're just exhausted, that sort of way.
that's what you need in life in general, just just a good group of people around you.
They're amazing. My team, unbelievable. I'm having the best time working with all of my really, really good friends, and so talented. Oh my God, I can't wait for you to see the show.
And if we go back to the moment when you found out that you would be part of Eurosong, do you remember where you were and what your reaction was?
Yeah, this is such a Quiva story. Like you wouldn't believe it. I my granny had died. Sad sob, I know,
Oh,
but I've said that on like five interviews now, so get over it. And was coming back up to Dublin, and I'd lost my keys back at home. And then I was going to meet my housemate who was working in Trinity. So I was in Trinity walking around waiting for my housemate, la la la
oh,
la, I
oh,
get a
just
call.
as for bit of reference for people who aren't from Irish, Trinity is a university.
Yeah, Trinity is the college in Dublin. Nice green space in the middle of Dublin. So it was really nice to be like around all the greenness. And then yeah, I got the call from Michael and literally just kept walking up ramps. I'm such a when I'm on the phone, like walk around or like I just ended up in the science buildings and all around like you're joking me. You're joking me. Oh my God, it was nuts. It was so crazy. Just and then okay. All right, put your Eurovision hat on. We're going to the Eurovision fair. Like, come on, let's go. Like immediately you have to you took I took a break for Christmas, but immediately the cogs were turning of like, how are we gonna do this? Let's call up all the Power Rangers. Guys, it's go time.
That has to be, I think, the greatest artist finding out that they're in something story that I have ever heard ever. So thank you for that.
Oh, I had to do a gig after that, went back down to Galway and then arrived back at my granny's house, the funeral. And I told my mom, of course you tell your mom. So I got to the door of the funeral, trying to put my head back into funeral mode. And mom's like, can I tell everyone? Can I tell everyone? And I'm like, it's supposed to be a secret, but sure, everybody at the house for the funeral can know. So 40 people knew instantly.
But
Instantly.
that's the thing about Irish funerals. Like you just find out information from everyone at the same time. Like
Biggest gossip rag I've ever seen is Irish funerals, but they're amazing. They're amazing.
uh,
Not so good when they're people close to you, but in general, as an institution, nearly as good as a wedding sometimes.
yeah. I know all your international people are going to be like, What are they going on about?" But trust me, it is our thing.
Ah, absolutely. We,
We
we
do
know
love a
how to
good
throw a
funeral.
party. Speaking of parties, I don't know when this is coming out, but I'm doing my Eurovision pre-party in Street 66 tomorrow. That is something we are so excited about. We have special guests. We've got Emmy who's coming to sing, Connolly,
I know,
and
Connolly, what a
then
queen.
one of the writers on my track with the producer, Keane O'Donoghue, who's also an incredible, accomplished musician, who's going to sing us one of his songs as well. And then Eurovision are going to be MCs, going to be hosting it. We have a party going on tomorrow. Irish people can party.
I was actually going to ask you about that. And if for everyone that's coming to see you and especially you,
Oh, me?
little old you, um, what can they expect that people would normally expect at a Reylta show?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of focusing on doing tomorrow is like I always have a lot of props. I always do a big staging sort of event, but it's homely, it's natural, it feels inviting like so I'm excited to do the stage up the way I would do it at any normal gig. I'm excited to give you vocals, playing my guitar, sharing my stories, and then just having amazing musicians coming up before and sharing their stories as well. It's always a place. It's like, do you ever go to a Shankiha or anything like that? Like one of the storytelling nights? It's storytelling with music and sick ass props.
I mean, if you weren't convinced already, you'd have to be convinced after
We
that.
bought a load of candles today. That's think candles, think
So, electric
tarot
or
cards.
real ones?
Love it. No, real ones. Girl, fire. Fire.
Fire, not like electricity, it's fire.
Fire.
Just a word of warning to everyone going tomorrow. Please watch where you go and don't set the gaff on fire.
Yeah, that's Eurovision one. That isn't Reylta. Reylta says fire.
Real just light it up, baby. So you briefly touched on it before, but your music, a very central part of your music is the storytelling aspect, and a very central part of that is specifically the experiences of local people in rural Ireland, and particularly the west of Ireland, and also just Irish tradition in general. How important is it for you as an artist to showcase those stories and to have it as like something very deeply rooted in your music?
I just have always been a really big culture, and I am not afraid to be a
Okay.
culture.
Okay,
And I
we
think,
might have to explain for the international people this again. This is probably the most Irish interview that has ever been on this channel. So, Culchi is someone from the countryside, or to a Dublin person, it is anyone that is not from Dublin.
yeah,
So, but
but I
yes,
am a full-blown farmer. My dad is a farmer. Like there's lots of cows, and we have sheep and tractors, and I barely have any neighbors. Very much about it. But like the culture down there, the culture for going out, just farmers in general. And there are so many stories like to Heller to Connacht was a really big thing when the English invaders came over here. I think it was Oliver Cromwell who said to Heller to Connacht. So they'd either kill you or send you to my area of the country. So that just tells you about the weather back there. So there has to be a lot of storytelling. There has to be a lot of myths and folklore and singing songs because you're inside most of the time. And
true.
uh I don't think anyone is ever going to have the same perspective as you are born with. And I think it's important to share the real perspective of what I grew up with and who I know and those sort of stories. And like you come up to Dublin and you talk in your funny old way and then people think it's endearing. People like that I talk about the stuff from home.
And lots of other people like it too. Now, if we look at your Instagram bio, it says music for mystics, mortals, and mythical beings. But when Fire was released, it got the attention of, let's say, a very different target audience. So how are you finding all of that attention now?
Um, I think it's I think it's still um those people like I came up with that because it's music for everyone, but I wanted to get across that it's fairy music for everyone. That's all I was looking for when I used that statement. And I think there's still the people who are with me. It's the people who listen to that song and are like they feel something inside, like it's a tribal song, and they're just called to join our little cult over here in the corner, little Realta cult. I remember when we were recording our album, my photographer Molly, I had never met her before, and I live recorded my album in a house with like 10 rooms in Donegal, and one of them was like a big room with like really good acoustics, and we just live recorded everything in there. And for Molly trying to explain that to her parents, they were like, don't go. This sounds like a cult. They're bringing you to the middle of nowhere in Donegal, and you have to stay there for a week and all this sort of stuff, and you're all going to stay together and la da 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 da. But I'm glad Molly came, and Molly's awful glad that she came. But yeah, it is a little cult. We're having a great time in here. Everything is wonderful. Lots of fire, and we build altars around everyone, and like beautiful art is made there. Everybody's welcome. Doesn't matter what's what's your creed. If you feel called, you're welcome.
So yes, if you feel like you need to join the Reylta cult, you know where
You
to
need
go.
to be here. If you feel it, you need to be here. It's pretty good in here.
And let's go back to Fire now. So the song was written in a songwriting camp with the help of one Ryan O'Shaughnessy, who of course represented Ireland in 2018. So how how was the song born? What was the first part of the song that came into being, and how did you construct the rest of the song from that?
So we went in and I wanted to show them my music. It was the first day. I was like, let's just show each other who we are. So I showed them my song Holy, and they were like, yeah, let's do a bit of that. And I was like, perfect. And then I don't know, it just all got going really, really quickly. And I was like, Ryan, play something on the guitar, anything on the guitar. And then I have like books of lyrics and stuff like that. And I just kind of flicked through pages. And then Knees Touching came out. Knees Touching, What Are the Rules of War? I had that just written somewhere. And that to me felt like, oh, when you're this close to someone and you have that chemistry and that electricity, and you're like, what's going on here? What are we doing? I can feel this electricity between the two of us. So then that was the idea, and then the lyrics just kind of flowed into this place, and the feeling is, oh, you're finally going for it. You finally kiss them, you finally embrace them. And that's the fire, that's the passion, and that like rushing, crashing sound that is fire. So it starts with a place of what's going on here and trying to figure it out. That's the whole first verse. And then fire. And then the second verse, you're more relaxed and hopeful, and in that this belongs to me and I am worthy, and this is supposed to be here. And then some oohs and ahs for dramatic effect. And then
Oohs and
back
ahs
to
are very
kissing, back to
important.
fire.
And I wanted to ask this question just personally. Through looking at your album, Everything Unsaved Will Be Lost, there is one track on there, Lannon and Jowl, which is
Yeah.
completely in Irish. So would you be open to doing some of Fire in Irish, or maybe it all go Humlán trí Gaeilge?
Oh, Neil May ag eerie to say right now, but something might be a gubber. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
You know what I mean? It won't be a thing that I can do it in the Eurosong on Friday, guys, please.
but
Let me
still.
breathe. But yeah, it is something I am very much thinking about. And I've always wanted to do a song in Irish Sign Language as well, just to use all three of our languages. That would be really important to me. So I don't know if this is fire that that'll happen to or whatever, but if any Irish Sign Language people want to put their hands up, let me know. Let me know.
So definitely something to keep your eyes and ears peeled for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Get that TG Cahir money.
get that TG Carr money, and especially since they do Junior Eurovision as well, get that TG Carr money.
Love it.
So
That song was amazing this year.
it
Oh my
was such
God.
a bop.
Oh, she was so good. I was in awe. I was in awe. I've completely forgotten her name. Something Dempsey.
Enya Cox Dempsey.
Oh,
But I was in the
incredible.
audience watching her.
And the outfit. Oh my
Oh,
goodness. Na, na,
na
na.
na 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 na.
Love it.
Enya, if you're watching this, we're big fans. You're ledge bag. So now for a final question.
Oh my God.
Oh,
We're at that point.
we're at that point. I know. Sad face emoji. But Eurosong is drawing ever closer now. And if you when we get to the end of the show on Friday and if we hear the words and the winner is Reylta, how do you think you're going to react?
I have tried to think about this, you know, the sort of way you do that that stuff in the shower, but I have no idea what I'm gonna do. My face has a mind of its own. I have no idea what I'm gonna do if that happens. Probably scream, maybe cry. I don't know. I don't
Do
know.
both just for dramatic effect.
I do. Whatever it is, it will be dramatic. That's the only thing I can promise is that it will be dramatic.
We're hoping that your performance goes so well on on Friday, and we're looking forward to whatever magic you have cooked up for us.
Yeah.
And once again, just gur mágad asach leir lo miniu.
Oh,
Thank you for talking to me today, and
Ajahn.
thank you for taking time out of your hectic schedule at the moment to talk to me. So that is it for today, folks. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow Eurovoix on all social media, and listen to the Eurovoix podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And most importantly, don't forget to watch the Late Late Show Eurosong special at 25 to 11 Central European Time this Friday, when we will find out who Ireland is sending to Basel. And if you complained about the time, it's called the Late Late Show for a reason, folks. So yes, Umsa agus ó réalta, go dtíon céad ó eile. San san!